Hello everyone, it's Jocelyn here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, this is a channel for all things Bring Back Paper, which is a whole thing. There's a free Bring Back Paper Facebook group. Pop over and join that now if you haven't done so for papery chat. There's Patreon memberships for extra papery activities and printables every month. Happy Mail, all sorts of things over there. There's an Etsy store and there's a series on the blog. There's monthly activities that are free to join, swaps and things like that. Go check it out. Links are all below. What I'm doing today for you, as a couple of people have messaged and mentioned it to me, is show you my to be read pile at the moment. And yes, my to be read pile is basically my bookcase. I have two bookcases. The other bookcase stores some of my books that I keep and I reread from time to time, which isn't many actually. Those are like feel-good books. And then it's got various bits of stationery and Happy Mail things in. And then this bookcase, as you can see, houses books. Now it houses books that are, if I can get a bit closer, too deep. Hang on, let me try and... Going to move a few Ellies here. Okay, so these books are all too deep, so you can see. So I'll whiz through and show you. Now, I have just come to these to show you exactly where we're at today, and they're a mess, and that is what you'll discover. I need to reorganise them, so I think when I have finished filming this, I'm going to take a load of them off the shelves and reorganise them. So as you can see at the top, they're there's an organisation kind of thing to the top. They are thrillery type books. Thrillery, crime, murder, that sort of thing. Let me just put those ones back for the moment. Otherwise we'll get further down and it'll be chaos. That's going to be... I'm just putting it at the top for now. That isn't where it will stay. It's just I've got one hand. My other hand is holding you guys. So I have those books up there. I haven't read any of those. So... that's a to be read pile, isn't it? Next shelf down here, I'll pull out a little bit so you can see a little bit more. That's the full shelf. Again, it's too deep. And again, I don't think I've read these. Let me peer closer. So again, I can show you books behind. This one is more lighter reading. See, there was a theme. When I initially did this, there was a theme, but it's gone a little bit. Oh, I see, I have read that one. Oh, right. See, there's a level of chaos. Now, this one here that I can see, the Millennium series. Let me know in comments if you've read it. This is my brother's all-time favourite series. And so when I've been out and about and in charity shops, when I've seen them, I've picked them up. So I do have, I say I know, you'll correct me in comments. I think there's 6, but I think there's an initial 3 written by the same author, then another 3 written by someone else. Does that sound right? Does that sound right? But I've got the initial 3 anyway, see how I go. And as you can see, you're saying to yourself, well, you say you've got the initial 3, where are they? The other 2 are somewhere else. We'll come across those, won't we? So, needs organising. So I've got some more back there. I'll come back to those in a second. I'm just moving these out of the way. See, I have read these. I've kept those because my daughter was reading them. I think she might have read them now. So I'll see if she wants them up in her room or whether I could pass those on. Have some back there. And those there, which I haven't read, but I have a feeling my daughter might have read them. They're like YA fantasy. I think there's a TV show of them. So I'm hoping, I say what I'm hoping. I'm going to reorganise all of this and you're having a good nosy. If you're anything like me, you love looking at people's bookshelves. I love it. I'm like, oh, that looks good. That looks good. That's on my shelf. I've read that. I did like that. I didn't like that. So I'm thinking you're going to say to me in the comments, right, of the things I've seen, this is what I'd read next. You can see, we're only on the second shelf. They're 2 books deep. I've got a lot of books to read. I've got more books than I can arguably read reasonably for the next however many. Yeah, I don't like to count them. Because if I count them, it prevents me from buying more. Because I'll think, well, what do I read a year? It varies. Let's say 70 books a year. read 70 books a year. I've probably got, oh gosh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I've probably got like 40 there. I've clearly, between these two shelves, got more than enough books to keep me ready. And I have not finished these shelves. Yeah, we won't get into that because I like buying books. I put recently on my Insta stories, if you follow me over there, you might have seen it. I saw someone saying reading books and buying books are two completely different hobbies. 100%. I love going, oh, that book looks so good, and picking it up, and then it lives on my shelf for however long. If you've seen me do this before, you're probably looking going, oh my goodness, those books were on a shelf last time, and the year before, and the year before. And I bet if you scroll back through my Instagram grid and have a look at piles of books, they've been there for years, some of them, but I'll get to them one day. So then I have these books here. I've heard a lot about Leanne Moriarty, but I've not read any of hers before, so I picked that one up, quite keen to see what I thought about her. I'm sure you guys have read her and you can tell me what you think. I'm just going to slide these across. What else was I just thinking? Similarly with Adele Parks, not read any of hers, so again, pick one up, see what I think. What else have I got in here that I could... Nora Roberts. I've read loads of Nora Roberts. Obviously, Nora Roberts has written loads, so I don't think I'm anywhere near reading everything she's written. I've probably got some more of hers on my shelf somewhere else. I should put them together, shouldn't I? But I love her. This here is a YA book that I got my daughter for Christmas? No. Oh, I think my friend got it her, actually, for her birthday. And she read it and loved it and was like, Mum, you need to read that. It's amazing. So it's here. And I will read it, daughter, one day in amongst everything else. It's quite nice, actually, now that she's that age that we do read. Occasionally we'll read books and swap them. My favourite YA that I've read in recent times, if you're looking for something, if you want to try YA, or if you have a child that might be interested, are The Good Girl's Guide to Murder Books. There's 3, it's a trilogy. Can't remember off the top of my head who wrote them, because my daughter has stolen. They were in my bookshelves. I don't think they're here anymore. I'm quickly glancing. I'm pretty sure she's stolen those. They're up in her room. I think, is it Holly Black? I might be wrong. That's a top of the head thing. It probably isn't. But A Good Girl's Guide to Murder is the title. There's 3. It's about Pip is the main character. So if you're looking and you see that it's Pip, those are the ones I'm on about. They're brilliant. I flew through them. They're great. My daughter loved them equally. Yeah. So then there's those. Moving to the next shelf. I have actually read some on this shelf. Right. So I've got at the front here some non-fiction and some classics at the front. This little book here for my friend Emma Conway, written her own book. So I have her book. Let me have a look. Back here, yeah, I haven't read any of those. So I'll say I've read some of. I have read some of them. I just haven't read any of those. I have read. Oh no, I've read the first 2 of these. My daughter took them because again they're like fantasy. Yeah, I'm going to call it fantasy. Yeah, I've read the first 2 and she was like, Mum, I need the 3rd one. I need to know how it ends. I thought I got it. Evidently I hadn't. So I ordered the 3rd. She's read the 3rd. I haven't. I'm pretty sure I've read the first 2 though. I've not read this. This is quite a well-known series, isn't it? Is it? Actually, now I've said that, she might have done a couple. I've just got the one book, which is probably not the start of it. You'll tell me, I'm sure. And then this, again, my girl has read these. I haven't read these yet, so I need to read those. And then I've got this one here that was a gift for me from one of you guys last month, Mina. And then, so this is the area where I am reading stuff. So at the moment, I'm just rereading a skincare book that I enjoy, Skincare for the Soul, as non-fiction. And then this is the fiction book that I am currently reading. This is my bookmark pile. And you know what? I was thinking, I love bookmarks. I love using postcards that I love as bookmarks. My kids obviously come and grab some of these from time to time if they're downstairs and they've started a book, although they also have several bookmarks. And I was thinking, I don't think I need that many bookmarks. Given that I generally read one book at a time, Just need one, don't I? And I've got how many? But I love them. And then this one here, I was just looking at earlier. So that one doesn't need... The spine is fine. It's a hardback. The spine is safe with me having it like that. I was just flicking through it earlier. I will complete that today. It will tuck back in. It will be okay. For those of you panicking about spines. So then you see how it's just piles. I'm at the stage where it's just piles. There's no rhyme or reason. There's just piles. I've obviously got these at some point. There hasn't been room on the shelf and I've just created a pile. So again, if I just move some of this pile, I feel like some of these should be up here. Oh gosh, much to do, much to do. Oh, nearly lost some books there. So yeah, I haven't read any of these. Is that right? Yeah, I haven't read any of these. And then we've got these behind. Tuck them back in. Boop. Ooh. Yeah. So, it's a few to read there as well. And then finally, the bottom. These, if you saw them, I wrote a blog post about these recently. These were gifted from Books to Door. I work with Books to Door quite a bit. And I was looking for a series that my husband might enjoy. He doesn't read, I mean, I was going to say as much as me. You're looking at this thinking, well, you're not reading because looking at my books, but I am reading. I do read. And then I pass the books on. And there's a very speedy rotation though, because I seem to acquire them at the rate that I read them. So yeah, I picked up these because I personally love Dean Koontz. I think he's great, brilliant writer. And I read the reviews and I thought it looked quite fast. But he likes fast-paced thrillery things. He quite enjoys like Jack Reacher, and a couple of people have compared it to that. It's like a rogue female FBI agent. I'm just trying to think of her name. It's Jane Hawke. I don't know whether you've read those. Let me know if you have. And then, so if I move those, they're a little bit big to move with the one hand. If I move those, look, see, there is another Nora Roberts here. I like Karen Rose as well. She's very good. Once I start reading that, I won't want to put it down. Sometimes, do you find you have to be quite clever with what you pick up next? Sometimes I'll read something and think, oh, I'm fairly busy actually this week. I'll just read something to enjoy, to unwind with, to relax with. Sometimes it will be something that is quite emotive. Maybe it's something that's just funny, you know, depending on your mood. I like to come to my huge to be read pile and go, right, I'm in the mood for that now. But then there's certain books, and I think this is likely to be one, and often Nora Roberts for me as well, that I think I'm not going to want to put that down. I've got quite a lot to do this week, so I deliberately avoid it because I know I'm going to get sucked in. Look, here are the other ones. I told you I got 2 and 3. I will obviously put that with the other one. And now behind here, Joy of Joy, I have read all these, so these are not all to be read. There's not that many. I say there's not that many. I suppose there's these and then these that I've got in a pile here. And then the Dean Koontz ones I've just moved. But it's not a full shelf, is it? So yeah, behind here, and as you can see at the front of here, are my Julia Quinn books. I have every single book that she has ever written. I started reading the Bridgerton books, oh gosh, years ago. Oh gosh, how old am I? 15 years ago, 20 years? I don't know. I don't know how old these are actually, but a long time ago anyway. So as you can see, they've gone a little bit pale. The spines, they're less vibrant than they were initially. And then I bought, after I read, I got into these ones first actually, which are the Bridgertons. After I read those, I went back and bought her back catalogue, and then I've bought everything that she's written since then. So if you have read the Bridgertons, if you haven't, read them. They're fun. They're just fun. If you like a rom-com, to me, they're that in book form. They are Regency romance, and they are funny. Funnier than the programme. So if you've seen the programme, I don't feel like the programme really has the light-heartedness that the books have. Let me know what you think. If you've read it and seen it, I'd love to hear what you think. Still enjoy it, but for me, they're two separate things because the storyline isn't quite the same, and it doesn't have the same feel, the same mood, I guess. But I enjoy them both separately. And then also, well, yeah, everything that she's written after. So these are like Rokesby's, so they're previous to the Bridgerton. So it's Bridgerton ancestor books. And there's a load of ones behind. I've talked a lot about Julia there. But maybe you love Julia. As you can see, I do. I keep all those. And then in my other bookcase, my other Regency favourites are Sarah MacLean and Eloisa James. So I have all of their books as well. Everything they've written, and that's in my other bookcase. So these are like occasional rereads. And that's it for the fiction. I have got, just to complete the video, I have a couple of boxes in here with various bits of stationery in. A couple more skincare books here. Caroline's book's great. And I also enjoy the Korean Skincare Bible. Love Korean skin products. And then at the bottom, it's just loads of reference books, really. Largely cooking, some gardening. I don't know what else is in there. Puppy books. That's about it. So yeah, I'm trying to get up. Right, I'm up. So that is it. Though that is largely, I mean, I've got some books to keep me going, guys. I'd love to know what you think in comments, whether I've talked about any of the books and you're like, yeah, I've read that, or I've heard good things. I always love chatting books. And I'm going now because I clearly need to rearrange my bookshelves. See you next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.